we have no fans is because Rick and damn Duper talk way too goddamn much.
It loves to catch up, apparently. Hey, there we are. Take warning. We're going to get this right one day with this live shit. I swear to God, one day.
Quit looking at the live screen, Rick. You can't
watch
the live screen.
Yeah, he is. He's already reading the chat. Not even started yet.
We used to be so smooth on the podcast.
I know. The podcast was smooth, but now we get to this live shit and everything's all fuckered up.
It's because we tell you what to do every time and you don't listen. You're like a fucking 86-year-old grandpa trying to program a VCR.
You don't tell me anything to do because you guys are stuck trying to get the thing to work.
It works.
So I don't want to hear it. We're good now. We're good. Here's what I need to know. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
Yeah? Feeling better?
Great.
Yep. Feeling good? Okay, good. Dude, are we not sponsored by anybody this week?
I don't know if I should even say this. Viking headgear. Your headgear for uncontrollable riots.
Do you need to be a shaman? Are you having a hard time at work one day and you're just pissed off? You need to rip your shirt off and put a Viking helmet on? VikingHelmets.com. That's the way to do it. Fucking ridiculous.
And they'll see you.
I love it.
And they'll see you in Ragnarok.
Skull. All right. So we got a fun show today. At least half of it's fun, and then we're going to talk about January 6th. So there's your disclaimer. But we do have some really fucking interesting topics. Duper's been pushing us with the same video for I don't know. How many days have you been pushing us on this video, this first topic?
It's been a while. Well, oddly enough, the one that I'm reading currently was January 6th also, and I felt like this was bigger news. So.
It is pretty big news. Let's get through our weekly recaps. Greg, how was your week?
Dude, so like many in the world or in America, pretty angry and stressed out. You know, there's a lot of angry, like in-text fighting with family and stuff. So I did the only thing that a white, fat, 40-year-old guy does, and he listens to punk rock music. So I've been listening to Bad Religion on fucking Spotify and just getting out my little indoor, fat guy rage. But other than that, it's been good, man.
You listen to a little Op Ivy there? Maybe a little Take Warning?
No, not until they actually allow us to play their music on our podcast. Just saying.
You heard it. You heard it here. Anybody left from Op Ivy? Please. God damn it. Lee, how was your week?
It was good, man. It was good. Dealing with some issues at work, but that's nothing new for anybody.
Do you want to Are you trying to lay it on us right now?
All you can do is move on, man. I'm not trying to lay it on you right now. No, I've been laying it on you all week. So,
are you getting?
Out with you guys?
Is it another sexual harassment lawsuit?
Yes.
Is this also police brutality?
Yes.
Wow,
I
dude.
can't talk about an ongoing investigation.
It's that top flight security, man. He fucking,
So it was police brutality with the baton stick that caused the sexual harassment.
Well, one thing led to another.
Yeah.
And inevitably it did turn into that, and that is where the suit originated from, yeah.
I told you to stop patrolling all those malls.
I know.
So this is what you get.
Dude, they hired me to take care of the bathroom, so I thought I was doing my job.
Stay out of the Victorville Mall. That's all I'm saying.
It wasn't Victorville, damn it.
Dude, how's your week?
My week. Oh, man.
Wait, hold on. There's a mall in Adelanto?
No, but there should be. And I should
Everybody
work at
Google Adelanto, just so you know that doesn't like that. It's a fucking hole in the desert.
Yeah,
that doesn't even make sense.
And the one strip mall that's there is the mall that I work at. Don't fucking judge me.
Look at that, goddamn.
Do you have one of those roller wheel things, like where you stand and like the wheels just go?
The Paul Blart?
Yeah, but the one there is 3 wheels because I work there and they're scared that I'm gonna fall.
Dude, I rode one of those for the first time ever yesterday. It's challenging at first for sure, man. It really is.
Yesterday.
Oh, the
You gotta balance.
hoverboard. You're talking about a hoverboard.
Yeah.
No, you're
Yeah.
talking about a
Oh,
Yeah,
Segway.
yeah.
Those things.
I was
No,
thinking
no,
Segway.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Segway is the one you got to hold on to and stuff. Right now, this one was just the one that you stand on, like the hipsters do in Portland.
Yeah, very nice. Did you
The
get any
one-
golf in there this week, Lee?
Yeah, actually. I did.
How'd you
Well, this
do?
weekend.
How'd you do?
My game is ever declining, and I'd rather not comment any further. Thank you.
He's
I
so
just like-
depressing. I like how he was just really taking the role of Josh over completely. Like, last week he was kind of upbeat. This week he's just like really depressing. So thank you for taking over for Josh.
It works.
Last week I didn't really talk.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't help that he just took like 10 shots right before we fucking went live, so his stomach's probably a little off right now.
My
Doesn't
life
know
is
how to
hard.
handle
My life is hard.
it.
If that guy hadn't have said anything about the baton in his ass, things would be better. Ugh.
Wouldn't be drinking on a Monday.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Duper, how was your week?
It was fun. Like I said, I got to ride a hoverboard for the first time. That was a lot of fun. Got to catch up with some family and my cousin. We're gonna send some videos off to Legacy Box, which is pretty exciting. So I'm gonna see some of my old childhood videos soon. So I'm super excited to see that. Not too excited outside of that. How was your trip to DC, Rick?
Well, it was uneventful.
I heard something about you have some like souvenirs or something. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
well,
don't
I
know.
needed a dais in my new house that we're in escrow for. I was looking for a dais, and I saw this great podium, and I thought, hey,
Wasn't that okay? So I don't know anybody. I assume everybody's seen this picture of that dude walking out of the Capitol building with the podium. He reminds me of Will Ferrell so much. Does he not? Like he reminds me of Elf. Like I would not be surprised if he went home after that and ate pancakes and syrup on top of that podium.
I mean, that's ballsy, man. How far did he get with it? Did they ever catch him?
Well, I don't know.
Just curious.
Did he drive away in his Dodge Stratus? He had at least gotten 50 miles on that thing.
Yeah, at least it's not a Tesla.
No.
You would have got in there and the battery was dead. Oh, damn it.
No.
I couldn't
No.
get out of Virginia.
So speaking about getaways, I'll save it for when we talk about our depressing January 6th half of this episode. But I read one of the criminal like complaints on what one of the dudes did, and yeah, he's
I
a
love
special guy.
Greg. I want to save it for later on in the podcast, but I blah 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 blah. He's right into it.
No,
I thought you were gonna start reading it, but
It's just
how
because
was
you
your-
don't listen. You just like to talk. You just use
That is true.
words. Oh, you're talking? And then
Oh,
you
no,
get
that's-
Rick
that's
started.
the- First of all, that's for the second half of the show. So
Yeah.
leave it alone.
So,
Oh my God.
Rick,
No, I
you
had a
bought a
good
house?
week. Well, we're still in escrow, but we had our home inspection this week, so there's only one hurdle left, which apparently is the scariest one. I learned the appraisal tomorrow. After that, apparently you're home free, and everybody always worries about the appraisal. I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. We're fine. Give us the house. So we started like scouting things. Rachel and I, because my Los Angeles Rams, are going to be playing the Green Bay Packers next week. It is a house divided, and I've been trying to place a bet with her. I really hope your kid isn't listening, Duper. It seemed like a fair bet. We are having a hard time picking a couch. Yeah, right? This is a thing you do when you're married. You have a hard time picking a couch. So rather than me interject anymore, I thought, hey, how about this? We'll bet for you if the Packers win. You get to pick the couch outright, no questions asked. I will take whatever you get. For me, you guys should know where I'm going with this,
mhm.
but it would cost her no money. So
Yeah.
she still has not accepted the bet. So
And you say
Let's
Lee
do
has
that.
sexual harassment claims.
Yeah, I know.
can you
She's getting
sexually
really-
harass your wife? Is that a
Yeah.
thing?
Absolutely, yes, you can.
Yes, you
I
can.
mean, I know the bad stuff like the rape and all that other stuff, but sexual harassment, is that a thing with your wife?
Yes, absolutely.
be,
He's
yeah.
got a lawsuit. Yeah.
Because I
So-
literally catcall her every time she walks in the room. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably. I thought
Oh,
you were more
man.
feminist
So
than this.
Rick, I hope she picks
I
a
am, but it's
comfortable
my wife.
couch for you because that's where you're going to be spending most of your nights.
As long as it reclines, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Our comments have already guessed the other side of that bet, so you guys got it right. Good job. That was that.
Yeah.
So what's our fun first topic, dude?
So there's a new children's show in Denmark. The demographic is 4 to 8 years old. It's a fun show called John Dillerman. John Dillerman is about a cartoon character. Well, it's more of a claymation show, and the whole premise around the show is that he's got this giant penis that just he does things with. He can carry balloons. He can play ping pong with himself. Um, he can walk dogs. So he does all these really amazing things with his penis. Rick, I mean, are you letting Sam watch this or?
Well, Sam's probably already watched it at some point. She's 12, social media and all that shit. The kids, she's not allowed to have social media, but I'm sure there's a kid that gave it to her, said, "Hey man, did you know this is incredibly," because first of all, it doesn't look like a penis. If you guys could see this, there is it looks like Where's Waldo or something hanging out of him. Like that's what I see when I think of it.
When you watch that, it's clearly a giant.
Yeah, dude,
it looks like an umbilical cord, like a Where's Waldo umbilical cord. Like that was
from his crotch.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's giving birth to another Waldo.
So, Rick, not only do you not understand the female anatomy, but you also don't understand the male anatomy.
No. First of all, boys have penises and girls have vaginas, and I've made that clear. That has been my outright stance for years. So,
ever since he was a little kid in that Kindergarten Cop movie,
Lee, what are you thinking of this? When you see
do you feel like this is controversial? Would you let your kids watch this, Lee?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd watch it with them.
Oh, so you gather all 15 kids and you guys all gather up in the living room and you guys watch this together?
I stopped at 11 and you fucking know this. Yeah.
Dude, can you even remember which kids belong to which mother or no? Do you sometimes mix them up on drop-off days?
Well, see, I've been able to keep track because depending on what kid is talking to me, I just have to remember what state they're from.
So did you actually name them? Did you name them like there's one kid's named Sacramento, and then there's another kid, and his name is Reno. So you know the difference. Like
it makes a lot of sense now.
I name the kids after the governor of that state. It helps me.
Wow. So what
you
about
Schwarzenegger?
Yes.
So what happens when they change governorship? Like his.
Oh, then I file to change their name. They're not keeping that shit forever. Daddy's got to remember some stuff.
My wife, after the last episode, she was like, "Does Lee really have that many kids?"
Known and unknown, yes. So Lee, I thought that's why you got so many like city like T-shirts for your kids, So like one's Las Vegas, one's California, one's Tallahassee,
Yeah, we'll see.
Jacksonville.
Like when I come back to California, the T-shirt that I give them from Tennessee or whatever is because I was visiting the other family.
He's got 4 from Tijuana.
I got to bring them a souvenir. Every
Well,
time Daddy goes on
we
a trip,
we don't talk about Oscar, Arthur, and Joaquin. There's a fourth though from Tijuana.
There's a fourth in Tijuana.
Duper said you've got 4 in. I thought it was 3.
Tijuana doesn't count.
Oh.
I'm only counting in country, motherfuckers.
The poor kids, they don't count.
Lee, is this why you supported the wall? So you didn't have to pay the child support?
I'm glad someone figured it out finally.
Those poor kids are going to end up at the
I donated that shit. I donated more to that wall than I did in child support, damn it.
Those kids are going to end up at the same orphanage I grew up in. Those poor little kids.
The fucking fake orphanage?
They should make a Dillerman episode of the border wall, dude. So that's how he gets people across the wall with his.
He's the coyote. He just slings his dick over and people hold on to it like a rope. Yeah.
Getting back to that guy, why does he look like there's so much to this. Like, why is he in that weird?
Here's a fun description from episode 9, okay?
Episode 9?
They already have that many episodes out.
I feel like it should have been renewed already for like 5 seasons. John is going fishing, but he has no fishing rod. When he can turn fishing into a diller. Unfortunately, it is just so embarrassing because he just catches old junk, and then the other kids on the dock, they laugh so much at him that Diller pushes kids into the water. But John saves the day with his Diller copter and gets the kids fishing ashore again. All is well until John gets the right bite.
Wow.
with his Diller cup.
Dude, I
With
just
his-
loved episode 2 when he like saved everybody from traffic, you know? When he like used his thing to like, you know, stop traffic and then get people across the crosswalk and stuff.
Have you watched all the episodes?
I watched episode 2, you know, or whatever one you sent me.
Whatever you said over the last
I've
6
seen out a
days.
bunch of them.
You know, they're great for my attention span because they're only like 4.5 minutes. So, and it's like,
Try
Dillerman, you know?
I really hope you guys actually go out there and watch Dillerman. We wanted to stream. That's actually what our show was going to be. Like half of it today was streaming the episodes that we saw, but it doesn't work. So we tried.
It's like Rick, it doesn't work.
No.
It
Government.
was
Who wants to
my
tell us
favorite.
about a
It was,
toilet?
it was kind of weird, like, and the reason why I kept sending you guys different links is because they kept taking down the old links. Like, it keeps getting censored, even on YouTube here, and yet it's like a 4 to 8-year-old cartoon over in Denmark. It's kind of weird.
So when will
Makes
Netflix pick this thing up?
I don't know, man.
Do they?
Soon.
Are they? I mean, they could always put it on Parlor, right? That's free. It's free stuff.
Oh my
God.
Oh
god.
God!
Rick.
I thought you were saving that for the last half of the.
I
pod
know,
here.
right?
I
Like,
know. I had to do it. It was right there.
It's just because Rick looks like a troll. That's why.
Troll. It's
Trolling
coming.
hard, bro.
Okay, so yeah,
trolling
backstory to that. Duper and myself and Greg, we have our own little group text because nobody needs to see how many fucking texts we actually send to each other.
I
every
couldn't
day.
even count.
Yeah, it was-
5,000.
I counted about 1,600 in a 2-day span. It was ridiculous. I was like, holy fuck, dude! Like, we need to stop this shit, but it's like nonstop. Anyways, now we do this thing where we try to troll each other, and then we make sure we send a little troll gif, like so, or is it GIF? I say GIF. I don't know what Lady, you're of the new generation. Is it GIF or GIF?
You are more millennial than me.
That is true. Fucking hippie.
Yeah.
Anyways, I
This
send so we
part-
send these little troll gifs, and then we gifs, and we fuck with each other. So that's what he's getting at. It's fun to.
There's a smart toilet that can read your anus like a fingerprint, says scientists. Stanford researchers are developing a smart toilet that uses biometrics to identify people's butts and then analyze their poop. The toilet is meant to detect a range of disease markers in stool and urine, including multiple types of cancer. It's been tested on 21 people. So, Rick, you love the commode. Aren't you super excited for this?
I'm really excited for this as long as there's a bidet.
That's it. So you have a toilet that can tell you if you have cancer or not, and you're worried about water getting shot up your ass.
Yes, the sanitation is more important to me than anything.
Honestly, I'm with him on that 110%.
See, yeah, Lee's got one too. We know.
Do you?
Yep. Oh yeah,
I'm not surprised, though.
day club over here.
I'm telling you,
you-
you'll convert. You'll convert
No.
quick when you get one.
Yeah.
I imagine
Now,
the
What they
pressure
should
on
do with
Lee's is
that
a lot
toilet,
higher.
though, they should take that toilet and make it to where you can only use the bidet if it recognizes that fingerprint, your asshole.
Your ass print.
Oh, and well, you know what? Maybe it just knows the perfect temperature of the water and
Ooh.
pressure, so it's not gonna like rip into your asshole like you when you accidentally turn it up too high.
Nice and
And it
warm.
just this
Yeah.
perfect stream.
That would
That would be smart. Where's that? Great
Yeah.
value.
Dude, so are we gonna have like HIPAA laws based around what your anus looks like? Oh, that's definitely Rick right there. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Rick. Yeah. You can see
Quite
the one
loose.
hemorrhoid on the side. You know.
They'll start-
It makes a at that sound.
So can it predict how hard your turd is gonna splash in the water, and then adjust the water settings based on how
Like
perforated your
it figures
anus
out how
is?
to work like it's a diver.
Yeah.
So it just gets a little bloop every time.
It's like, oh, it's gonna be a big one, or like Lee, it's gonna be like, oh, straight beer shits.
Hey,
Like I said,
leave my alcoholism alone.
There's a diagram of this toilet online that, and it will be in the links, of course, for the show and the podcast. But there's like Wi-Fi hooked up to it as well. So this
Oh.
is like yet another fucking smart device that's gonna fucking go down. So you're about to take a shit and you're like, oh dude, I can't fucking shit. My fucking toilet's not connected to the Wi-Fi, and then you gotta spend
Alexa.
30 fucking minutes getting
Alexa.
that hooked up to the fucking Wi-Fi
Alexa.
before you take your shit.
Dude.
Alexa!
Dude, you're just gonna get a whole bunch of like
Flush.
Fitbit or Apple Watch alerts, like you haven't pooped today. Make sure you come move today.
We noticed you're low on fiber. So
Oh,
And it, or like, so, or it'll be like, had a rough weekend. We'll see you soon.
You know, potato chips aren't nutritious.
Yeah.
Why do you keep eating that crap?
So what happens if you vomit? Like, comes from the other end of the spectrum.
it just throws everything off.
Yeah.
Oh, let's.
Does not compute. Does not compute.
It's very acidic today. It's gross, man. Tell us something new, dude.
Okay. I was just so caught up in that. All right, so this is a little bit older of a story, so people might have already heard this, but it's just been so jam packed with news.
I've
the past
never
few
heard
weeks.
it, so
China flight attendants have been advised to wear diapers for COVID protection on airplanes. Greg, what do you think of this, buddy?
Well, I always wear a diaper whenever I'm on an airplane because, you know, it's just convenient because I'm not going in those airport lavatories. I mean, have you seen those things? I mean, it looks like Rick's house after fucking a Friday night eating Taco Bell and Geno's. So yeah, I mean, I just wear it for personal protection, you know, and then that way I just get off the plane. You know, I just take off the diaper right there at the gate, leave it, and then just walk away. Like all the other Spirit, Allegiant, and Frontier passengers.
Rick, do you feel like they should, when the Biden administration comes in, do you feel like this should be a mandated thing along with the mask where we now have to wear diapers?
How are you going to ask a political question and we're saving literally the back end of half of the show about fucking politics? You
Look,
can't
Rick
help
is
yourself.
frozen. He's not even moving. Look at it. He's just
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
he's gone.
like I guess I stumped him with that question. He's just
Dude, yeah, where is he? Did he
I don't know. He's off everything, man.
Oh, he's gone. No.
Apparently the toilet took way too much Wi-Fi and it just sucked it all out of him.
Well.
Damn it. I need to replace his camera with like a please stand by. Well, actually, I kind of prefer it this way where Rick doesn't talk. I really love it because you know he could probably hear everything.
Cameras are done, buddy.
Ah, you bastard.
So go ahead and go to the starting screen. Let's go ahead and pause it for a minute.
Yeah.
Everyone will be back. We'll be back shortly as soon as we sort this
We're gonna
out.
take a little commercial break.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Hi, everybody on stream. You should hear us now.
Yeah. Hey, everybody
See?
in the
We're
pod.
talking,
We're gonna have
we're
a
not
funny intro.
unmuted?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dumbass. My bad.
Oh, are we muted?
We're good
Yeah, we
now.
were.
We're good now. See,
All right.
I'm not used to having to pause and restart,
Well,
like
I'm
10
used to-
different
I'm used to
times with
things going
shitty internet.
smoothly. 3 people working on 3 different things. Here we go. All right, we're fucking working now.
Can
Hey,
everybody hear us?
I think we can because I got a yay. Wait. Oh,
All
Heather
right,
said
we're good. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Duper, where were we?
Yeah.
What'd you guys leave off on?
China.
We were talking about your diapers.
Oh, China.
China? What?
They're
All right, Huggies,
I mean, it's
Snuggles.
efficient. Yeah, what do they wear? Do they wear, Depends?
No, God, no. It's it's China. It's just some off-brand bullshit. Doesn't
KN
really work.
Depends? KN95 Depends? What a like some Chinese. I don't know.
So really, what astonishes me about this is like the airline in China. They're saying, okay, our bathrooms are so fucking disgusting. We don't even want you guys in there. Don't even bother going in the bathrooms because you will catch COVID if you go in that nasty ass room. Just wear a diaper and shit yourself instead. That's where we're at. It's disgusting.
It's pretty gross.
Absolutely disgusting.
It's pretty gross.
So can you imagine them bringing your peanuts or your dinner on a long flight? And you just smell, somebody's got a poopy diaper.
Do you?
Who changes the captain's diaper? Do they lay him down? Does he fight? Like, when they get the diaper off, does he pee on the stewardess? Like, what happens in those Chinese flights?
Do you reward them when they poop in the potty? You're like, yay, good job! Way to go, flight attendant! And they're like, yay, I did it! I'm a grown up. So the doctor wipes out $650,000 in bills for cancer patients. Feels blessed to do it.
This is my good one. I'm really excited about this. This doctor in Arkansas who ran a cancer clinic, right? In February, because of what was happening with the virus and just how things were going, he had to close down. He just didn't have the staff to support taking care of all these people. But there were a lot of people, thousands and thousands of dollars in debt with this guy for their cancer treatments. He, by March, started sending out these little cards just saying, hey, we're going to close and we don't want you. Nobody should have to worry about a bill when they're, dealing with cancer, fighting cancer. So he started off with anything under $100 and then he did anything under $1,000. And just last week, he decided that he was going to go ahead and clear $650,000. That's everybody that owed him money to that clinic. He just let it all go. This is kind of the story that I really, really wanted in the show today because it's positive, man. We don't hear enough good shit like that. Like, this doctor's amazing. It's a fucking good human being.
It reminds me of like a modern version of It's a Wonderful Life, But
Yeah.
instead of like people paying him, like he's just hooking everybody up. Good for him, man. Instant
200
karma.
people. 200 people that now have to realize, like, they're dealing with, the number one fucking problem in human history, right? With cancer, that where we die with, so horribly, and you have to fight it, and it's so much, and now you don't even have to worry about that. Like, that's fucking great. And the fact that he sent it at Christmas with a Christmas card, just saying, hey, what's his name? Dr. Omar Atiq. I think his name needs to be said, and I think people need to know his name. Dr. Omar Atiq, Atiq, and it was the Arkansas Cancer Clinic. So, hats off to that guy, man. That's fucking amazing. Just good news there. We need more good news. Listeners, give us more good news.
Actually, I want to shout out to our listeners because when Rick had shitty internet and killed the podcast, Albert stayed with us and said, and he commented, he said, the vaccine rollout is more organized than these fucking hipsters. I couldn't agree more. And then Sheila said, Trump is going to need a job soon. Maybe he can help organize this better. Dude, do you think we could get Trump to be our manager, like our podcast manager?
No. We already have Rick, who's way too much of a narcissist.
No,
we don't
and
need two of them.
I've already told you anything I want from that side, like that kind of world. I want the shaman. I want the guy with the Viking helmet. That's who I want on the pod.
I just want to tell you that the Take Warning podcast is the bestest podcast ever. I know you listen to many podcasts, but they're number one pod. Take Warning.
Do you currently want him really sponsoring our podcast?
I really do.
I
mean,
well, I mean,
my family would probably love me again. So
He does own a lot of golf courses that currently don't have much going on.
See,
So
you know,
that's something.
yay.
Could hook us up.
See,
So,
Rick
going
got us
back
on
to
the
the-
good stories. So yeah.
Going back to the doctor thing, I don't like it because it's a positive story. We try to keep this show as dark and gloomy as possible, so kind of breaking the spirit. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
No, but realistically, what it really got me thinking because they were talking about Biden might just expunge all of the student debt in this country, and I don't really agree with that concept because that's a personal debt that you decided to take on, and that
Hold
really
on.
only helps.
Once
Wait,
again,
we're-
you're bringing up
you're-
politics, and we're not at the
But-
politics
oh
portion
my
of the fucking
God.
show.
You
We were
stupid
talking
son of
about
a-
something
you
good, where these
stupid-
guys are fighting cancer.
Oh my god, I can't even finish a statement with you guys. You're like fucking
Yeah,
Beavis and Butthead.
troll.
So, all right, Beavis. So, I was thinking something that people can get behind on in America is if we actually did that same concept, but towards medical debt. Because medical debt's not one of those things that you choose to have. It's not one of those things that's within your control to have. I really think we should start a movement right here to if we're gonna expunge anything, it should be medical debt for people. At least get rid of some money.
Doesn't that-
Instead of education, we should go towards. Well, you're talking about universal.
Yeah, doesn't that wrap around to universal health care?
It does, but that money's going to go anywhere. At least let's take care of people who didn't choose to get into debt.
Duper just wants to pay off his breast implants that he got a couple years ago.
This is
Yeah, see,
all
but
this is
that's-
about.
But
All the
that's
fucking plastic surgery he got
Yeah, and
to get to where he is right now.
His ass
You're looking good,
implants.
dude.
That's why he
You're
always wears
looking
hoodies.
my
Yeah,
forehead
yeah,
implant.
implants look
Where
amazing.
my forehead used to only be this big, and then I got an implant, and now it's this big.
If you guys don't know, season 2, episode 13 of Botched tells you the whole story.
No.
That's a reality TV show about botched surgeries, dude. Just so you know.
That's the episode where they transplanted part of your ass onto my forehead. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good-
it was crazy.
good one.
And now I have no ass. It's fantastic.
And it
where you
recognizes
have your
Duper
one?
with his smart toilet.
Yeah, when I puke in the
When
toilet,
he
it actually
throws up,
recognizes. It
You're like,
recognizes
hey,
Rick.
Rick. Alexa's like, Rick, here are your today's stories. It just starts telling me the news.
I really want that fucking toilet though. I'm telling you right now.
Popped
Yeah.
up with a glass of orange
If
juice.
if he creates a fingerprint for me, and then they can identify my body with just my asshole, let's do it.
But I really do want it to. I want it to know, like, it needs to set a mood when I sit down, right? So, like, if I sit down,
No.
they're like, oh, it recognizes Rick. It plays the right music. Maybe it sprays a little something in the air
It has
preemptively.
it has the right
So-
mood lighting, like Lee's background right now. You know?
Yeah.
It calms me. It's got the music going. It's lighting the candles for me and stuff. You're kind of making this kind of
Don't make fun of
romantic.
the,
You're
the
making it kind of
reptile
sweet.
light.
I know.
Lee's got a reptile light in the back of his room. He's cool. He's got an iguana to show the ladies. That's why he has so many kids. That's what
He's
it is. in
got
the
a-
back.
Can we rename your iguana Dillerman? Do you have a snake?
Oh, he has a
crayon.
snake, all right.
Do you have a snake? Because we got to name it Dillerman. How many Dillerman snakes are going to be out there now? I bet that's going to be the most common name for snakes.
I want it to be Lee. Name your next child, Dillerman.
Well, he would have to go to Denmark to have that kid. And then Dillerman would have to be the governor of Denmark.
I'm not having any more, man.
I was gonna
Stop
say,
at
I thought you
44,
have
okay?
another one that's due in like 2 weeks.
Uh huh.
The fuck?
Shut up. He's
Lee's
gonna
at-
drink more.
Lee's at the point where he doesn't even have like kids; he has litters. Like he just has like.
It's, I'm living my best life, man. Fuck off.
He goes in. His girlfriend's in the laundry room in a fucking little box with a towel, just laying there, holding on to 5 little babies. They just opened their eyes.
He's on Facebook later that day. Anybody want some
Come on,
kids?
Hey, anybody want one? 8 weeks? You only gotta wait 8
I
weeks and
don't
you
do
can
it
have
on
them.
Facebook. I go to the local Walmart, bro.
You gotta wait 8 weeks.
Oh god.
Before he names them, he puts colored string around them. Hi, orange. Hi,
Oh,
red.
man.
You know? All right. Hey,
All
dude,
right.
That was
let's
worth
talk
it.
about your favorite topic, space.
UFOs. So the Pentagon has 6 months. So hidden within the stimulus bill that got us all $600
Woohoo!
was the Pentagon has 6 months to disclose what it knows about the UFO UFOs to a Senate committee. It's kind of exciting. It's kind of funny that they hid this in like a 5,500-page document. And they're like, nobody's gonna read that all the way through. We'll be able to keep this.
It's
UFO
all good
thing.
because Trump's gonna disclose it all. You know, like drain the swamp and stuff. So
how is he gonna do that? He's not on Twitter anymore. He can't fucking aliens now. That's really what the shit is about. They didn't want us to fucking know about aliens, so they shut down Twitter because they knew Trump was going to talk about that shit. This has nothing to do with Amazon or Google. This is the reptile people.
I heard he's gonna take over the Dustin Dupper at Twitter or whatever it is.
My favorite meme was of Trump with the little mustache. Yeah. Hello, I'm new to Twitter.
His name is John Barron.
So anyway, we're not on January 6th yet. Lee, what do you think about this alien thing, buddy?
Man, if they take me with them and get me away from my 44 children, I'm down. Let's go.
but you're just gonna repopulate these alien populations. Like Mars might not have any life on
but
it.
you know what?
Yet, but it will out there.
Maybe out there, it really is like having a litter. You know, you leave them for 8 weeks. You walk away. You're done. They never talk to you again. Bye.
There might not be alien life on Mars until Lee gets there, and then poof, fucking civilization.
I'll find that one organism.
I'll tell you what.
he'll do anything, man. He'll do it.
Oh, God.
Rick,
this is not true at all.
I have a feeling that
I am not that dirty, ladies. If you're watching,
it's true. It's true. He sent them all to that same orphanage. Duper, give them the address of the orphanage if they want to go to.
Yeah.
Man,
you can pick them up there. They're all up for adoption, ladies.
Rick, you love space. What do you think, buddy?
I love space.
I go fucking Rick likes space.
Oh,
spaceships. Pew, 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 pew.
You know what? I wish.
So, what did I say? I said that I wanted this to prove the Fermi paradox wrong, right? That's all I'm looking for. So let's see.
Fergie Paradise?
Fermi. Fermi paradox.
What was that?
I like
what
that.
Was that band?
Bow.
What was that band with Fergie in it? Oh man, the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
Black Eyed Peas, yeah.
Don't mess with my heart. That's them, right?
The aliens bring all the milkshakes to my yard. Is that the same thing?
That's
not the
Khalees,
same
dude.
girl.
The same shit
What
too.
the fuck? God damn it!
Oh,
You were on something good.
I don't know music.
No. All right, so are we gonna get to the second half of the show now?
I don't know, Greg, does Greg get to talk about aliens or no? Because he just kind of.
Does Greg care?
You know what, dude? I had a perfect joke planned, and then Rick stole it with Fergie. So now I don't know. It's just like.
Oh my God! Keep your glasses off for the rest of the show.
I don't. Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to clean my glasses. Oh God!
Wow, dude.
There we are. I'm human.
I almost feel like I need. You're human now. Wow, Rick. I almost feel like that's a safe space comment. Quick call out: Dodgers manager Tommy Lasorda. He died of a heart attack this week.
Yeah.
So,
he was an ambassador to baseball. Honestly, big important part of everybody's life. I mean, I grew up with Tommy Lasorda as our manager. That's what I knew. He was just a larger than life character, man. As a Dodgers fan, that's a tough loss. And also, we might want to point out too that Vince Scully's wife passed away last week too, just a few days before that. So our hearts go out to both of them.
I like how you guys are all like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna bore them for the last 30 minutes of the show, but let's get them all sad before we bore them. That's a great idea.
Hey, well then let's go right back around to NFL playoffs. Hey, you remember when I said the fucking Steelers were overrated? Duper, you remember that? And you're like, they're not overrated.
Yeah,
Steelers. And then all of a sudden, what happened?
I also remember when you said San Francisco would be in the Super Bowl. So you're the only one not.
Wait, Washington football team, right?
You still no. Well, that was my joke. You know what? I went back. My picks were Kansas City, Tampa Bay. Both of my teams are still in it. Josh's picks were Tampa Bay, or no, his were Kansas City and St. Louis. Yours were Kansas City. Yours were Kansas City and San Francisco.
Fuck you, that's Los Angeles.
And I'm winning.
pick was COVID.
And I'm winning.
So, well, his was COVID versus 19. So technically, he's still in it. Rick, you're the only one out. So
I'm not, because Kansas City's still in it. I'm just half out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
So
over yet.
if you win, 3 out of the 4 people in this podcast also win. So more like
this makes me feel good though that San Francisco didn't make it. It was kind of like a reverse jinx that I was doing there.
Yeah.
I really, really don't like the Niners, but
I went back and I listened to that episode. That's not what you said.
Albert Hernandez.
Hey,
is a very, very large.
Hey, dude, since you edit all the audio, versions of this pod, like right around this time, just cut it and then insert our picks, and then just let it play out, and then we'll see what Rick
That's
actually
not a bad
said.
idea.
I'm smart sometimes.
Good idea. Put the picks in there.
Yeah.
Rick's word now.
The only
Anyways, go
problem with
Rams.
that is it's like way too long and drawn out. Just like everything we do on this show, it's just like blah 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 blah. Fucking 45 minutes. We have picks.
Hey, quick note. Just a little thing here. It's kind of off topic. We're still in the line here. Who would have thought that the NBA would have had problems with COVID?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Apparently not
it's
the NBA, because now they're finally postponing games and having problems with people being close to each other playing basketball. Now we have an outbreak everywhere.
That's not.
Who would have thought that?
It's not
stupid.
that though. It's the outside activities that they're participating in,
Yeah, like strip clubs.
like
So
strip
why-
clubs.
Why is it that they
Buffets.
can't get those guys under control? Then you're paid millions of dollars every year to fucking play a sport. You can't.
Well, it's
not
kinda-
go to a club for
so-
3 months.
I'm kind of mixed on what they're talking about doing because they're talking about putting those bracelets back on people so then they can track where they've gone on game days and during travel and stuff. And I
don't
feel like
know
that's
about that.
overstepping the boundaries. I feel like if you decide to go to a strip club and you catch COVID, you should not get paid for those games that you miss. And your team should just miss out on those games too. Like, fuck it, man. You get the L. You suffer with those consequences for not doing it, for not following protocol.
If they had smart toilets installed, we know exactly where they were. Just
That's
saying.
true.
That's true, because you can't
Contact
trace it
tracing.
through, So
Isn't
here's
that going to
the
be a
deal.
weird future when they can hack in and then they'll just know, hey, Greg's got syphilis?
Oh, God.
Like that's the next warfare with hacking is just like, oh, fucking Lee's got herpes.
Hey, man.
Greg has syphilis. He also likes cucumber melon.
I don't
spread.
need the toilet to tell you guys.
Now, so here's the thing, though. I like your idea, but then you have assholes like James Harden who are intentionally doing this shit because
Yeah.
he wants to be traded. So
he
why
likes
should
strippers.
Houston suffer? Why should they suffer?
That's why I said
him to be a piece of shit.
bench him or not bench him, but if he gets sick, then he doesn't play. He doesn't get paid. Hit him in the pocketbook, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. They got to figure something out though, or just stop.
I agree with that
All right.
entirely.
Well, they need to go with the same route like the NHL is doing, where it's these very tight little regional games, right? Like the NBA just they thought COVID was over and they just wanted to move forward. And really, what it was a push to have the games on Christmas, right? That's all that they cared about was the Christmas Day games. It was too much of a rush.
Oh
They
yeah,
didn't really
that's
think it out.
big time at the orphanage. Huh?
I don't know. Is it? What are you insinuating? That black kids are all in an orphanage, Rick?
Not at
Or
all.
Greg?
Wait, whoa,
Wait,
wait,
what?
wait, you
That's-
called me
that's
what?
not good.
Whoa.
Whoa, I
That
know.
might have been a weird stab at me, but it
Wow, like, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if you're
No,
gonna
nobody
insult
said that
somebody,
shit.
at least know who you're insulting.
I know.
Greg,
Holy
Duper, Rick,
shit.
Lee, Greg.
They're all the same person to me.
He wasn't paying attention. That's
Not
what
at
it was.
all.
He was thinking about his coke.
Actually, one of our listeners commented that Harden thinks that he already had COVID, so he thinks he's immune. That's the problem with Harden right now.
Oh, did he already have COVID?
He had COVID just before the playoffs.
Oh, then he's good. Let him go to the strip club.
Are you sure of that?
No, dude. Let him do whatever he wants. Dude, fuck it. He's good.
I mean, fucking James Harden, dude. Just makes him a bigger piece of shit. Like that guy's already a piece of shit in my mind, and this just makes him that next level big piece of shit. Fuck him.
I like
you
how
guys
we
ready
had,
for-
we had
you know what I
one-
think?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll say we had one sports topic on the fucking agenda, and these assholes talk about
You mixed
5
it,
different random NBA bullshit
Okay.
things.
You know what they need to do?
Random NBA bullshit. Yep.
They need to shut down fucking James Harden's Twitter account. Like that's what they need to do. That dude is probably spreading COVID on Twitter. That's what they need to do is shut his ass down.
They
Yeah.
need to shut his ass down.
And we're not worried about Twitter shutting down our account because we only got
Hey.
like 6 followers, so we're fine.
You know who shuts down James Harden? The Los Angeles Lakers, bitch. Oh, that's it.
I don't even
I
care.
get it.
So
I love being on a podcast where nobody cares about sports anymore.
well, I got hockey.
We
What
have hockey.
What are you
by the
talking
way.
we have
about?
hockey. We have hockey. We love hockey.
I think hockey is the only thing I'm actually into anymore.
Is that the one that would
2
be football if
days.
it like but not fun?
I don't get it. It's like
What are we
it's like soccer but with a stick and faster
Okay,
and entertaining.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
It's like golf but with athletic ability.
We'll see.
Yeah.
You don't need athletic ability for golf. Trust me.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. So
You
January. Sure you do. Sure you do. January 6th happened. So on January 6th.
Hold on. We need to preface
Disclaimer.
this part right.
Are we
Okay.
doing this the right way, or are we just gonna?
Yes. So what we're gonna do is for all the listeners and watchers, we are going to be talking about politics for the rest of this show.
Lacrosse does not
And
count, Sheila.
We are going to be talking about the events of January 6th.
You're already boring people.
Yeah. So we just want to
Yeah.
give you that warning. So if you guys want to, log off now or whatever and download the audio version because
Right.
that helps, then that's fine. But Rick, play the FTMF first because fuck those motherfuckers who breached the Capitol.
Take warning. The following segment is a personal view and opinion that may offend some. This is an independent opinion and should be taken as such. Put away your tissues and closed minds. It's time to hear the fucker out.
Okay, Rick. Lee, Greg. January 6th happened. These people we're all watching on the news. We see windows being shattered. We see doors being burst open at the house of the people. What's your thoughts when it's happening? Anybody?
Well, first, I just want to say that, so for those of you guys who may not know, like, Duper called this shit 2 weeks ago, because that's all he does. It looks at political news. And so, like, all 10,000 different news sources of politics and Twitter feeds and everything else. And he's like, yo, guys, what do you think about this? And literally all of us were like, it's not going to happen. It's no big deal. It's just fucking, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, I'm at work, and you know how we talked about 1,600 text messages? Like, that's what happened to me on January 6th. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So, Dupe, I just want to give props to you, you fucking Nostradamus, ugly-looking motherfucker, you. Because you called this shit, man. So, I think before we get too into it, I think we should just state what we know as facts and then talk about what we think our opinions are. Because there's a lot of different opinions. There's a lot of different facts. There's a lot of different conspiracy theories depending on what side of the line you're on. And I just think we should try to stick to the facts as best as we can and hopefully try to alleviate or add fire to any type of further conspiracy theories.
I feel like you're a Twitter warning on this podcast. Like,
He's going to shut your ass down.
You're just like that little blue box in the bottom. So, yeah, and it's interesting that Rick still tells me that I'm wrong in every opinion that I have. So, thank you, Greg. I appreciate that.
I told you I was going to give you love on this, dude. So, there you go.
So, my first thought when I see that is just I was sad for America, just overall. It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. Seeing the Capitol building being breached like that and seeing maniacs running through the halls, it's not right, and it doesn't matter who you support. If you have any morals or a moral compass at all, you know that was not right, and we're not at that level yet. I don't know, Lee. What do you think?
So we're going to go back a ways to the BLM movement, right? And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm not going to tell you which side of the line that I fall on, because it doesn't matter at this point. When I saw our nation crumbling the way I did during the whole BLM movement and all that stuff, I was appalled, and I was taken back, and I had to watch everything burn and fall apart and crumble. And yes, there was a good cause behind it and all that shit, but we're getting into now where I expected better from the results of the election. Okay, I expected people to actually sit back and say, okay, like no election is ever fair, right? No election. You can't tell me it is. And for these people to sit here and throw the fucking fit that they're throwing and to do the shit they did the other day, it actually made me take a step back again and go, what the fuck is going on? I'm done, dude. I can't handle society anymore. I have no clue. Like, I'm a little further right leaning than most of my friends, right? But I look at the way people are acting and what they're doing. I want no association with that shit. None. It's fucking.
And I feel like that's most of America right now, right?
Yeah.
I feel like and even going back to 2016, you saw the liberal breakdown when Trump was elected, right? And you saw people crying into their phone and they couldn't handle that. I had hoped maybe.
Hold on.
Hold
on. Stop.
Oh, yeah.
Stop. Okay, everybody. So evidently everybody but Duper knows that his camera is stuck. So it's like camera's stuck, and then he comes back on and he's good, and then he's stuck again. And it's like he's stuck every time he talks. So I'm trying to figure out based on whatever pose he's in when the camera stops, and like see if it's a serious moment or if he's about to make a joke or if he's about to get angry or whatever. So I don't know, man. I think maybe the conspiracy theorists are right. I mean, they didn't want us to stream this live episode. I mean, Rick's internet got hacked. Duper's video feed got hacked. I don't know, man. I mean,
I think we're fine. We should just let the show go on because
there you go.
Oh, we're going.
I know we're going. I'm just saying it's
in this
great.
business. The show must go on, Greg.
It's great seeing Duper in this pose because he looks like one of those scholars. So
oh man, which one do I want to go to? Let's go less left. Greg, what do you think?
What a fucking cock. First of all, this is exactly why I didn't want to talk about it tonight. Duper has to feel right?
Wait. First, can I say
so I can actually
can I say troll? Can I say troll and that still fit as a gift?
Troll. Yes, he's trolling. So, this is what I was expecting. I was actually expecting that at some point Duper was going to call me a liberal elitist. And I was gonna call him a MAGA supporting fucking Trumper, but like,
but only one of those is true.
Duper stuck.
You are a MAGA lover.
Duper
again.
He's now stuck in a half smile. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's so weird. Anyways, I guess I have to start with the supporting of what I actually am, dude. I'm a no party preference. I am left leaning.
That's such bullshit.
A no party preference. How is that a thing?
Yeah, I'm registered no party preference, dude. I'm not a Democrat. Fuck those guys.
You're not even like an independent?
No, there's no political party I feel comfortable with.
But but you've
because you're so millennial left wing. I think you like you should.
He is too.
I should be. I only have one fucking pink beanie, and you guys say this shit like
only one. I have 70 pink beanies, and I voted for Trump.
Oh, there we go. We're losing fans.
Yep, there it goes. All right. Anyway, Greg, go.
Dude, I'm just amazed. I'm like looking at Duper's face, and I'm like, I can't have a serious conversation because Duper looks like I don't know.
By the way, I popped popcorn.
I saw you eating that shit. While I was talking, I sit up and I look at Rick, and all I see is the bottom half of the camera within popcorn.
You know what's so funny is how heated our conversations are on like through text, and then when we're all talking, it's all fucking jokes and it's all good times.
Dude, like when you die, I'm gonna save this picture and put it up as like your funeral picture.
So
I think this is the important part here, though, is that like we should all be able to laugh and have a good time.
We can disagree with each other, right? But that is possible for human beings to disagree with each other and not fucking. We're American, goddammit. That's what we should.
I don't know. I might unfriend you on Facebook tomorrow.
Greg
already did
like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I unfriended everybody, and then I'm like sporadically adding people, and then I'm like removing them again.
Social experiment. I want to see how long it would take people to realize.
So here's my problem with it all, right? Is that like I guess the major question is yes, there was advertisements in media beefing this up about a march and an event, at DC, and it'll be a great time, and it'll be this and it'll be that, and we'll fight and charge and stuff like that. So and I don't think you can say the president organized it, but did the president really incite it, right? And I guess that's just upon your personal thought. I mean,
I don't think so. I don't think it is on your personal thought, right? So on that question,
it's not on my personal thought.
no, because I think he did add some fuel to the fire, right? I don't think he necessarily.
Depending on who you ask, some people say no, some people say he did. I mean, the point I was trying to make is, I think he shouldn't have been anywhere near that gray area. I mean, you're the president of the United States. You're supposed to lead by example. But Trump is just not that guy. He's always been about, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. You either love me or hate me, and then he leaves it at that, right? But yeah, I agree like you that he definitely added fuel to the fire, regardless of what he said. I mean, yeah, he didn't say, let's go take over the Capitol building, but he did say, yes, we're going to march and I'm going to be with you. And yeah, I mean, when you say that to a crowd of a couple thousand people, what do you think they're thinking, you know? So
he did call for him to do it peacefully, though. If you listen to the whole speech, he does call for him to do it peacefully.
He only said the word peace once.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter how many times do you need to say it. Like, do you need to say it at the end of every sentence?
Dude, he said he added the march thing 2 different times, and he said, we will fight Congress. You know, we will march. I will be with you.
When you have 4 hours, like I don't even remember how, it wasn't 4 hours, but when these people are all there, and you've got Trump Jr. and Giuliani and all these motherfuckers coming out saying the same shit. I'll be in their backyard. You better look for me. If you don't do the right fucking thing, we're gonna do it. You know, they're doing the same thing, hyping up the crowd. And he comes out and he only says, "Let's do this peacefully." But we are fucking not giving up, are we? Oh, like, dude, yeah, of course.
But didn't we see the same
crowd, right?
But like Lee alluded to, we saw the same thing in the summertime.
We did.
We did see the same thing, and it doesn't matter.
And we actually did see inciting from some of these senators and stuff.
We did.
They literally told the public, if you see this senator or you see this person
punch him in the face,
raise hell.
Yeah,
punch him in the face.
Noah Hawley was going out there like amping everybody up just before they went in. Like that kind of shit. There's a reason why those
years it goes on before the summer thing even. They were talking about going and punching Sarah Sanders in the face if you see her in a restaurant.
Yeah.
There's been insightful things said on both sides. So what is your opinion on the impeachment? So Nancy Pelosi, she came out today. They passed some article. Well, they wrote an impeachment bill with the incentive. So if Pence invokes he has 24 hours for Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment. If he does not invoke the 25th Amendment, then Pelosi's going to move forward with the impeachment.
Right.
Do you guys think the 25th Amendment needs to be invoked? And do you think Pence would? And then do you think impeachment is the necessary thing here? And have I gotten any reason to you guys yet?
So
I know they didn't catch it.
But for real.
It's starting to go over my head.
No, they honestly should not be imposing the 25th Amendment here. There's 9 days left. I think that Pence is actually, this is the first time I actually saw him balls up, right? Like saying, dude, no, this is how we're going to run. You know, we're going to stick with democracy here. So I'm less concerned with what happens over the next 9 days, but also the impeachment. The only positive is that he could be sentenced to not be able to run for public office again.
Okay. So with the impeachment thing though,
no.
And so that would have to pass through the Congress as well. You need 2/3 of the Congress to pass that impeachment. You're probably not going to have 2/3 of the Congress, even though you have a 50-50 split currently. No. So more than likely, this impeachment is just going to be a second bullshit impeachment.
Yeah, and then you're going to wind up martyring him for his cause. So the same assholes that were just on the Capitol are now going to be fucking even more furious and going crazy. It's going to make Biden's administration hard as fuck for the next year or two because he's got to actually sit through that shit. Like, it's just bad
hard as fuck anyways.
Exactly. So, I mean, why make it any fucking harder? Just shut the fuck up. Live 9 days. It's all over.
Dude, I don't know why you guys in California keep fucking re-electing Nancy Pelosi. She's just a fucking crazy nut job.
Whoa.
And then I don't. It's just like it's just like you know. I say that, and then I look at Duper's face, and I think it's okay.
Operates?
So
we vote these things in right, and then we sit back and go, wait, what do we do?
Yeah. So
like 10 days later,
you're California.
That's what we did. Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah. God damn it, Cali.
Reopen.
I'm moving to Texas.
Yeah. And then you move to Texas, and sure shit, Texas is gonna be blue. Watch, we're gonna fuck that up too.
Yeah, no.
Great.
So like,
So
I wish you
with the impeachment thing.
Californians. I think you Californians should quit. Reelecting Nancy Pelosi, just like I think Kentuckians should quit fucking reelecting the snake fucking Mitch McConnell. So that's my 2 cents. But yes, dude, let the guy fucking. He's not gonna go out in peace. But like you said, it's gonna be a fucking waste of time, dude. The 25th Amendment is a waste of time. Impeachment is a fucking waste of time. We have less than 2 weeks. Let it play out, But did you guys see that Trump is also calling for a state of emergency for the inauguration? So why is he doing that? Is he doing that because he's worried about the safety of everybody who's going to be at the inauguration? Or is he trying to step it back so there's less people going at the inauguration to support Biden? What do you think about that?
Could be a little bit of both.
Yeah, I mean, he's very much about his crowd sizes. I don't think Biden gives a shit anyway because he's going to make everybody stay in their car anyway and honk at him.
Yeah.
So
He's gonna have people at his inauguration as he
hang
had.
on. Since we're talking about that, I just want to point this out. I hope that lasts past COVID because that shit's funny.
It's not funny. It's terrible.
Fucking ridiculous.
It's it's like a drive-in movie with like the worst movie ever. Shit, you guys got me off base. That is like the dumbest shit. So Nancy Pelosi went to the Pentagon and she asked what they could do to get the nuclear codes removed from Trump. Okay, so there's been a lot of talk about Trump is pulling a coup. Isn't that a coup?
Yes.
Isn't it? But I mean,
Yeah.
so and when you look at it objectively, right? You kind of look at it. You're like, okay, maybe he's unhinged. Maybe we do need to pull some things back on him. But at the same time, that is like the definition of a coup.
Hold on, Duper. Who is the designated survivor? So maybe we should just have them in charge for 2 weeks.
Kiefer
Jack
Sutherland?
Bauer. Who's Jack Bauer? Yeah, Jack Bauer.
Nice,
Who-
nice,
you can only
nice
do it for
trick.
like.
We
Hey,
both went.
Who's the HUD secretary right now? Maybe they should
I think they all
take
quit.
over.
I don't think there is anybody.
They're asking the same fucking question
fucking
right
HUD
now in the White House.
secretary.
They're like, "Who's the HUD secretary?" I don't fucking know. Nobody knows anymore.
So I mean, do you guys feel like that was a coup that Nancy is pulling, and then that's not getting any media coverage? Nobody talks about this.
You know what he's talking about right now is your camera's back. And
Dude.
then it froze, and it looks like he's going.
He looks like he has
Yes,
he looks like he has the Cockosaurus Rex like this.
Doors going, yeah.
Hey, you can't show it on TV.
Oh, sorry.
So he puts it. Oh my god!
Put the
Oh,
sock on.
shit,
There
do
you
I need to
go.
put a
Oh,
sock
no.
on him? Damn
The
it.
sock was on, I swear. Here we go. Get the sock back on. It's just every time I flick it, it comes right off. It's exciting. It's like how it is in the bedroom for me, right? Like as soon as you flick it, the sock's coming off. So that's it.
As soon as you flick it, the socks come on.
I don't understand anything that he says.
Ask Rachel. She'll know.
Apparently, Rick is so big he wears a sock around his ding dong.
No. It's like one of the Sam's.
You flick it.
Infant booties.
Game on, ladies.
Okay, so Nancy Pelosi, Greg.
Piece of shit.
She's psycho. That's all I'm gonna say.
But there's so why is there Rick? You're probably fully in support of this, right?
So wait, wouldn't
Baby
it?
suck do 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 baby suck.
I mean, I don't know. Rick, you're
That was a good one.
Rick. I like how you're hiding behind the mic again.
I'm not.
Like, are you so afraid of us talking politics that you're like
He's
trying not to
eating
be in
popcorn,
the
man.
shot
Leave
right
him
now?
alone.
Let's just talk politics and then
Okay.
let's do this.
So
Oh, it's a fucking popcorn.
So, dude,
Amazon,
what?
Google Play, Apple, they've taken Parler off their services. They've removed Trump from Twitter.
No, hey, Duper, hold on. Take
yeah.
a step back, right? Like, does Pelosi have that authority to
No.
remove? So, yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't it be obviously it's on the president and then the vice president and then SecDef, right? Secretary of Defense and all that.
The 25th Amendment is something that Pence could pull along with the cabinet, and then
It's
they
got to
could
be the
remove him that
cabinet
way.
defense. Yeah.
And then Pelosi only has the ability to go through an impeachment, right? And well, to introduce the impeachment, she can't even approve the impeachment. So
So Pence would just use the nukes
has-
to use them on abortion clinics?
What?
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 Bum, bum, bum.
Just to catch
dude.
everybody up in here, it is not a baby sock. I just share the same one with the guy from me.
No, it's a baby sock.
It was- no, it's
Baby
this one
sock.
right here.
Do, 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 do,
Look at it,
baby
it still
sock.
flex,
Do,
too.
do, 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 baby sock. Do, 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 your dick's small.
I would love to see how red Duper's face is right now.
I know.
But
We're
he's
supposed to have a serious conversation.
No.
This
See,
is supposed to be
We're
real.
talking about impeachment and the 25th Amendment. You guys talking about my small little tiny dick,
I
man?
researched the Constitution.
I enjoy Baby Shark. I don't know about the other people on this podcast, but like I also have a 2-year-old, so it's like I enjoy it.
I just
I
act like a
listened to
2-year-old.
all of Joe Rogan this week. God damn
Oh,
it.
God.
Come on.
I
love
don't
Joe
even
Rogan,
know anything about Joe Rogan.
I just
I-
want
I'm
Joe
not
Rogan
together.
money. That's my
He
goal for this
started,
podcast.
he started off like Rick and then he turned into you.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
like
he was entertaining at first, and then he became Duper.
No,
He
so he
became
was me.
more
He is
entertaining.
me. Because I started off very far left and I've moved over to the center. Fucking so Trump was removed off Twitter. POTUS was moved off Twitter. There's been thousands and thousands of people removed from Twitter. Parler's been taken off the hosting services. Parler's been completely shut down. Rick, what's your opinion on this?
It is a slippery slope when you mess with freedom of speech, but I think we had this discussion that freedom of speech does have limits, right? Like when you start, getting into damaging life and property and potentially hurting people, I think freedom of speech does have a limit there. There's a line. I don't know what was on Parler that was like that. Greg just hit us with the truth bomb just before the show that a hacker was able to download all of the data from Parler. So if there's anything there, which I did hear a news report this morning from a local news station that there was potentially some stuff in there from a couple hate groups.
Oh, by the
or
way,
alt-right
shout out
groups.
to my wife who sent me that article. Ding.
So-
Nice, Heather. Boom.
Okay, so with
So
this,
there is a
conversation about, Rick,
spot. There's going to be a limit where, is how much hate, because I know if I say hate speech shouldn't be, it shouldn't be part of freedom of speech. That's not true, because that's what freedom of speech is. You have the right to say some shit, but how far, in your hate speech, how far in your we're going to go to the Capitol with guns and Molotovs, and I got a pipe bomb, and we're going to do this, and I'll meet you at this point, and we're going to fucking run this place over.
we all know
Civil
that's
War
not,
and all that
that's
bullshit.
not acceptable.
Now, like, where's the limit? Where's the line between free speech where it's like, I fucking hate Biden, MAGA, love you all, fuck this, the election was rigged, and that's totally okay to protest that and say that out loud. But where's the line, right?
So
if
it's
Parler
the old
crossed the
adage.
line,
It's
right?
the old adage about fire in a crowded room, right? And a line that you can't cross, yelling fire in a crowded room. But
What?
I'm going to ask you, Rick, how did they? So the looting and the riots that happened over the summer, how did they organize those?
So we're going to talk about two. Well, now I know.
No,
you
no, no,
already
we're
brought
talking
up-
about the same thing.
No. Hold on.
He's
Let
He's
me
asking the question now, though.
Right. So we're gonna
But-
bring up two different situations because I know this is
No,
exactly
it's
what
the
you wanted
same-
to talk about.
But it's the same situation.
It is not
How
the
is it
same
different?
situation.
Explain it to me how it's different.
This is
Explain to
two
me how it's different.
This is two different ideals, two
How?
different ways of thought.
No.
You started with a protest where you wanted to change something systemically in our country and the way the nation stands.
Mhm.
Now, opportunists, which we've already discussed, that there are pieces of shit out there that took that, made these riots happen, these fucking horrible riots over the summer. They're all piles of shit. No argument there. Even BLM started getting a little too extreme, right? Because they started a conversation that should have been had years ago, and that's great. Take it to the
Certain
table.
leaders, not the
You don't
organization
fucking-
itself.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So you get to this point now. Now you're talking about something completely different where they weren't there.
Oh,
Duper.
dude,
They
Duper's
weren't there to
camera
start a
changed.
conversation. Oh, it changed.
Yeah.
They weren't there to
Oh,
start.
wait,
a
he's live!
conversation.
Duper,
They were
wave.
there. God
been
damn.
live
it.
for me the whole time.
Hey, Duper, you're back.
Has he not been? Has it
No.
not shown him the entire time on the
No,
stream?
No, he's just stuck
frozen
like
on
this.
Facebook. Yeah.
So Rick had a problem with his internet earlier, and apparently Greg's having a problem with his internet now. 'cause
No.
he's just-
Everybody on Facebook saw him frozen. Just so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Been like
Yeah.
that for-
So Rick,
streamer.
He's still frozen
Right.
right now. So
I
here's the
don't know.
deal. So when we talked about,
I
when you're
still don't
going to
understand
change-
how it's different. I still don't understand how it's different.
because if I'm going to change the rules in where we work, right? Like let's say I go in and I'm like, I need to change that rule because that doesn't work for whatever reason. And we have that conversation and that shit happens, and then I punch a guy. That guy's a piece of shit, right? Or someone comes in and takes his wallet after, something goes crazy. That's the summer. Now I come in and I'm like, not only do I not like the rules, I don't like the rules because they didn't work for me and what I believed in. I'm gonna fucking blow this place up. We're gonna go invade this
Right.
fucking place. We're gonna go into the manager's office. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're trying to go for a civil war and really show how fucking great we are. There's a difference between trying to rip down our democracy and trying to change it.
And that's the same
between
thing that
those-
happened with both. And I'm not saying every protester during Black Lives Matter was a rioter. Nobody
No.
is saying that on this podcast, Rick. The people out there peacefully protesting, I'm 100% for those people doing that.
on both
There,
sides.
there is a right way to do things, and that's
Right.
the right way to do it. Now, you continue to say that it's impossible that Black Lives Matter organized, the opportunists within the Black Lives Matter movement did not organize
Hubert,
on Facebook and
didn't say
Twitter.
that.
You're telling that's what you're saying. You're saying it's different,
No, that's
right?
not what I'm saying.
So, but
because
they
you
are.
asked me, you wanted to bring you're comparing apples to oranges.
No,
So I
they're
gave you a
apples.
clear
No,
he's not.
explanation.
they're
how these
apples
are
to
clear
apples. You're
apples to
getting
oranges.
emotional and you're defending a
Changing
movement.
system versus changing.
You're not looking at it.
democracy.
No,
There's a
they're
difference
both.
there.
Rick, people were
how
trying
is this-
to attack Ted Wheeler in Portland. They were inside of his fucking apartment downstairs, and he had to move out of Portland.
How
He
many
had to
pipe
move out of there to
bombs?
protect the neighbors. How many
many-
pipe bombs were found in Portland, Rick? How many?
many pipe
The
bombs were?
police
Did you look
precinct
it
in
up?
Minnesota was burnt to the ground.
Look it up. Since
Rick,
you
hold
got
on.
me into this
Look it up.
conversation I didn't want to have. No, I don't
Look
have
it
to
up.
fucking
Like-
look it up. I can tell you right now, I didn't see anything about a fucking pipe bomb, but I sure as hell saw several in the Capitol. So
You
tell
have
me again.
You had
if there
two
were
in the
five
Capitol.
pipe
How
bombs
many?
during the
How many? How many did they actually find and have to defuse?
Two in the Capitol. Two.
And you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me that you actually believe that was one of those people who went there to peacefully protest and they planted that shit randomly?
There was a lawyer
Seriously.
in. There was a lawyer in
Look.
New York City who threw a Molotov cocktail into a cop car,
Right.
not knowing if there was a
Look,
cop or not there.
The shit,
Oh,
the shit
cool.
that happened, the shit that happened the other day, right, is the exact same shit that was happening all over the country not 5 fucking months ago.
They were not fucking pipe. They were Molotovs.
So,
There were
wait,
Molotovs
Rick,
in both.
okay,
That
we're
doesn't
getting way off
mean
topic.
anything.
We're getting way off
Pipe
topic.
bombs-
We're
getting
getting
into
way
fucking
off topic.
domestic terrorism, and
Pipe
not to
bombs are not.
mention-
Tell me how many
how
people
many
were
times-
fucking. Tell me how many people were murdered during those fucking riots
How
for
many
BLM.
people during the BLM fucking protests, again, where they were trying to change the system and not the fucking democracy? How many times did you see them go and
What
invade
system
the
are they trying to
Capitol
change? The
building?
same system that they're yelling for help for now.
They're both changing systems.
Now
Rick.
that the Trump
It-
supporters are out there protesting and raising hell, they're like, "Hey, police, where you at?"
Oh,
What do
wait,
you mean
wait, but those
police,
same,
where we
those
at?
same, those
Okay.
same Trump supporters that love the thin blue line
Dude,
bullshit, and then they're fucking
you're
killing
gonna
cops.
say- hold on.
Yeah, that
You-
makes
you
sense.
just said
Tell me about
there's
the
the
Trump supporters that
opportunists. You're
fucking
out
love
there, right?
cops, but then they can't fucking, they don't care that they just fucking bashed a guy's
Dude,
head in.
What about
The
but the
fucking
same
fire
thing happened in the summer? What happened to
Come on,
David
dude.
Corn? Was a black cop
Come
that they
on.
killed. All Black Lives Matter, but then you kill a black cop. That's also not okay.
You killing a cop, right? But I
it's-
said
it's-
Blue
Arthur,
Lives
Arthur,
Matter.
you're right.
It
That
is-
is
Blue
too
Lives
many.
Matter.
That's not my point. I'm not talking
It
about
is,
pipe
it
bombs
is two
itself.
parties. It is two parties of
making a
people
point.
within this country who feel like they're not being heard. Okay, and that's the truth on both ends. And so, Rick, going back to the question, how did the opportunists that did the riots during the BLM movement during the summertime, the opportunists, Rick, because we'll remove the protests, how did they organize, Rick?
Through social media.
Social media. So did we shut down Twitter? Did we shut down Facebook over that?
No, we did not.
No, we did not. So we can find hate on Twitter and Facebook also, right?
We most likely can.
Okay, so we agree.
Technically.
I feel like I'm walking a dog down the road right now. So
I'm doing it on purpose.
so I'm happy that I've been able to introduce logic to you.
I'm so doing
Yeah.
this on purpose.
So
Well, that's good. I mean, if you agree, I'm happy that you can actually see it. I
So-
really am happy that you can see it because I'm not talking about all you keep getting caught up with the Black Lives Matter movement. Like whenever
We
you
went
say,
backwards.
No,
we
I'm
went
not the
backwards.
one that brought it up, though. That's what I'm
Sorry,
getting at.
sorry.
I leave this
We
out
went
of the
backwards.
equation.
I was just
but
using
it's
it
the
as a
opportunist.
reference.
It's the opportunists within that party that did organize and did
You're
cause a lot of
absolutely right.
chaos,
You're
right?
absolutely right.
And then
that
they
would
did
be,
that through
that would
social
be
media.
groups. That's
And they
groups
did it
like,
through social
like
media.
Antifa, which was actually proven, right? Antifa
Right.
was there. So yes,
So-
you're absolutely right.
Just like that article that Greg sent out about that hacker downloading this articles about all the posts from Parler. that should also be done on Twitter. That should be done on Facebook. These forums, in my opinion, are important to exist because it makes it easier for the FBI to know when they're going to happen, right? So when you have these things on social media, the FBI can now monitor it very simply and say, okay, this is where this is going to happen at. We can get ahead of it, right? I say we need to have that speech on there so then we can stop it and prevent it.
Well,
Right?
and
Yeah,
that's why I'm confused over the whole parlor thing.
right.
Have you seen how like it wasn't just removed from certain platforms; it was actually deleted from people's phones without them deleting it themselves.
Well, it was removed from the hosting platform. So what happened is Amazon
Right.
actually
So
owns
like
the host.
but if it's gone from Google and it's gone from Apple, you can no longer have it on your phone because it no
Well,
longer.
no, not true, not true. Okay, so if you downloaded Parler before Apple and Google took it off, you could still operate Parler, right?
But it was
then,
removed from people's phones. I've spoken to about 10 different people over the last week.
I have Parler on my phone. I have Parler on my phone because I listen because I'm addicted to news and I like to get it from the sources, right? So I have Parler on my phone. It worked. Huh? It worked yesterday. It worked yesterday until Amazon shut down the hosting sites, and now it won't come back up. So
well, dude, we're about to see all the shit that you posted on there here in the next couple days.
No,
Be ready.
and that's fine, and I'm okay with that because I'm not afraid of that. I stand by what I say, and I try to be objective in my viewpoints and things.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the guys that were posting this stuff that they probably shouldn't have been posting on Parler, that may have been participating in the stuff on the Capitol, do you think they care if anybody sees what they were doing, or is this more?
I think
like
they should, and I've seen some articles that say that they are scared about that stuff. But here's what I think, Rick. I think that needs to be done on Twitter. That needs to be done on Facebook. That needs to be done on Instagram. That needs to be done on Parler. That needs to be done on Reddit. If there's threats out there, we need to address those, and we need to do it uniformly. We cannot be a one-party rule country. That's very dangerous. During the election special, what did I say, Rick? I said I hope it's a split government, right? Because the worst thing that I fear is an all-Republican government or an all-Democratic government, because I think both parties are dangerous to the extremes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, so that's something that we've always agreed on, right? That I don't think we've ever argued about. We need.
Yeah, recently since I explained it to you.
Trolling. God damn, I can't
troll though, like on his desk in front of the mic.
They're gonna find your fucking posts on Parler. They're gonna go to your garage. They're gonna see all the tiki torches. They're gonna figure it all out really quickly, and I'm gonna laugh at you because why isn't Dupe on the show this week? You know,
they're gonna go in your wardrobe and it's nothing but black outfits from Antifa. Greg is wearing black right now.
I'm wearing a Spider-Man shirt. It's a Spider-Man shirt. Okay.
So, Greg, what's your take on this Parler thing?
Oh man, so God, I have so many points to make, but I was just enjoying the three of you yelling.
No.
You know, because you sound like the nation right now. Just a whole bunch of people fucking yelling and nobody actually taking a step back and listening.
Well, I didn't want to talk about it.
The nation can't sit back and laugh afterwards.
That's true.
That is very true. Except for 4 douchebags who do a podcast every Monday and audio version every Wednesday. Ding. So I think so we got to look at all facets of this thing, right? Like, and I don't want to blame Trump, but Trump is a polarizing figure and he has a polarizing base, right?
Absolutely.
So you have that, right? We have COVID, dude. COVID uprooted all of our fucking lives. On top of COVID, we don't have a uniformed response to COVID coming to America. So you got different states doing different things. You got different governors spouting different things. Some states are taking it serious. Others are not. Some people are pissed off when people don't wear masks. Others are, totally, fine wearing masks and doing what they got to do. But obviously that pisses people off, right? And then you start to get COVID fatigue. Then it gets summertime, right? And then it's fucking hot. And then everybody gets pissed off whenever you're in fucking 100-degree plus fucking weather. So there's that. But on top of that, too, you do have some polarizing events as well, right? With all, the killings, shootings, that you just add on top of that. I don't know how to say this best, right? But I recognize that I am a white man, right? I recognize that we are 4 white men. We don't have the same experiences as black people in this country. None of us can say that we've been profiled due to our race. We can't. So we don't know what that is like, right? And if I was somebody who has experienced that, multiple times through my life, then yeah, I would be pissed off. I mean, Duper,
Why are we moving to
the thing
BLM?
that I
This
could
isn't a
relate it
BLM
to,
topic.
what?
We're
No,
moving towards BLM, and
no,
that's what
I'm
we're talking
giving
about.
you my complete synopsis of all the events that added up, which led
Your
to
synopsis.
which led to rioting and fucking streets burning and fucking, mayors letting people do whatever the fuck they want, right?
So you feel because
No, so I'm not.
there's systemic injustices, it gives
No,
us the right to burn down cities?
no, I'm not saying that, but what we have to do is we have to understand where people are coming from,
Agreed.
to try to prevent these things from happening in the fucking
Agreed.
future. So it's all about causes, right? There are multiple causes. It's not just the police brutality, right? There's a whole bunch of
Okay.
things that happened in fucking 2020.
But what
Right?
happened
And
on January 6th?
I will say that the media did play a huge part in that, right? I mean, the news always has, because, if it bleeds, it leads. That's the only thing that the fucking news talks about, right? So anything that, and Twitter is, I mean, shit. I mean, all news companies, even CNN, Fox News, etc., they get their news from fucking Twitter, dude. They don't do their own fucking
they?
reporting anymore. They go,
Yeah,
hey,
my
look
main
what
source
so
of
and so fucking tweeted. I mean,
That's the reason why I'm on Twitter, is because I got sick of reading Twitter articles
Really?
in USA Today. Yeah, no, I'm gonna
I,
go.
I literally go on
follow
Twitter to
people
see
on
the
Twitter.
negative.
yeah.
I only go on Twitter to follow politicians.
I only go on Twitter to follow Elon Musk and to post tweets that we
So
go
many
live
negative
every
things.
Monday. So that's about it. But no, so I'm just trying to come from that aspect of it, right? Now
So
I,
when we look at it from that aspect, though, because it's an interesting take on being a white male and not understanding the black perspective, right? So in 2016, one of the major reasons why Hillary Clinton lost was flyover country, right? She didn't take these people serious. She didn't care to hear from them. Bill Clinton himself said, "You need to go. You need to campaign to these people." Hillary ignored that advice and followed somebody else's advice and ignored these people. Again, this is another group of people that feel like they're being ignored and they're not being listened to. They're making claims of election fraud and they feel like the election was stolen, and nobody's even listening to them, right? Everybody just says it's unverified, it's false, and they won't even listen to any evidence. They won't even let anybody even voice out their opinions. So is this not? And this is what I was talking about earlier, Rick. Is another disenfranchised group of people that just don't feel like they're being listened to.
So what
Is,
evidence?
am I wrong there, Greg?
no, I mean, I totally agree with you in that, right? Now what happened so another big point that I wanted to fucking make, and I posted this, on multiple text strings, and I think people underestimate how people react in crowds. Psychologists have done multiple studies that show that, individually react differently than they do when they're in crowds. Good, honest human beings who wouldn't break the law, if they're caught up in a crowd and they're in that emotion and they're fed up, they are more likely. I'm not saying everybody, but there are people who tend to do bad things in crowds than they do individually, which
So
I
you're-
think
you're-
is their disruptors during riots and protests and everything else. And I think that's the same thing that happened here, right?
But that's undermining Rick's argument about the opportunists during the BLM.
Well,
protest,
it's
right?
those people could be
why
the
does
same
it?
thing. I mean,
Why does it undermine it? Because you're making a distinct difference between the protesters and the opportunists that looted.
They're okay.
I just
So,
think that
and
there's a
Greg is
factor
saying-
here that nobody's looking at, and that is the crowd factor.
Yeah.
I've
I don't
personally fucking seen it. Dude, when I was in Iraq, man, there was a couple different times where we had to do crowd control shit, and it was insane. I mean, I've seen things go peaceful to shit just like that, and
Yes.
you know what I'm saying. So, people do at times. I'm not saying all the time, right? But I think that's why when we kept seeing protests, right, there wouldn't be a day that didn't go by where there wasn't an arrest or there wasn't an attempted attack or an assault or a shooting. It happened here in Vegas too, So I think there's multiple factors on it. But to address your election fraud, why don't we just create a fucking bipartisan fucking committee today, and we listen to all these fucking things, and we go state by fucking state, and then we come up to a resolution to fix things like gerrymandering, fucking vote by mail, fucking vote in person.
Neither party wants to fix that,
And I think I agree with you, but that's what the resolution has to be.
So are you talking about a commission? Are you talking about a commission that's going to be looking at gerrymandering and the problems that we have with the election?
I'm just talking about elections in general. You know, there's so many different topics, but the winner, whoever wins, never thinks there's anything wrong, and that's part of the problem.
And that is absolutely what the problem was. In 2016, the Democrats all pointed to Russia. In 2020, now we're all pointing to the mail-in ballots because there was fraud there, without a doubt. There was fraud, but was there enough to overturn the election? That's unknown because we won't look into it. It's complicated, but it's complicated because politicians make it complicated. The easy answer is if we were willing to compromise and sit down and talk, then these things would not happen, right? Because I don't think anybody on this podcast says that there does not need to be systemic changes within our society, right? We need to have better education systems within underprivileged communities. We need to have better healthcare within underprivileged communities. We need to have better just community organization within underprivileged communities. There's some systemic issues. Our rich class is too rich, and we need to give some more money back to the poor, right? There needs to be some reallocation and some safety nets within our society. But then at the same time, we also need to look at this election fraud. Both sides are just so polarized at the moment that they're unwilling to come to the table and actually discuss any of these actual topics that are both real. They are both real, and they can both be real at the same time. And until we're willing to actually discuss them and become bipartisan on these topics, it's only going to continue. There's a poll that just came out that says 71% of Trump supporters believe that there will be a civil war. 40% of Biden supporters believe that there will be a civil war. That's where we're getting at within this country. We're moving towards authoritarianism. We're moving towards totalitarianism. We've been talking about Trump's the fastest for the past 4 years, but then he's not the one that he says, okay, you decide what you do on a state-by-state basis on how you roll out the vaccine. You decide how to do your own mask mandates, right? But then on this other end, now we're talking about shutting down free speech. We're talking about COVID regulations on a federal level. That is authoritarianism. That's on a bigger scale. That's the entire country moving towards that. These things are scary, but it's because both sides are too polarized. Neither side will actually talk, and until both sides will come to the table and talk.
If there's a fucking toilet that can recognize when my anus is on it, then I have faith that we could fucking fix our election system if we just put some fucking effort behind it.
And we can fix our systemic problems too.
You have too much faith in, buddy. And I think one of the main problems we have is we have these people who've been in office for 40 fucking years. Right?
Oh yeah, term limits in Congress.
And whether you're left or you're right, you have when you look at the extremes in our society, our politicians are along those same extremes. You have the far right and you have the far left. You have no one that's actually willing to look at the other side and very kind of inch towards the middle here and actually make decisions based off of what their moral compass might be.
I have a very interesting concept around the term limits. I've kind of moved away from term limits, and I was for that recently, and then I've kind of changed my mind on that. I don't think that that's the solution, because then if you have term limits, then you have experienced senators and representatives constantly coming and changing out, right?
Yeah.
We never actually get any experience within the system. I think what we need to do is get rid of lobbyists. We need to
Sorry, go on.
We need to make it so then they cannot set their own salaries, right? We need to make it so then we limit their salaries.
Mute Discord. I've only texted you 18 times.
I already took care of it.
Maybe a person in the House or the Senate, they can't vote on their own salary. If they only make $90,000 or $100,000 a year and they want to be in there for 20 years, don't allow them to make any lobbying money. Make it so that it's an actual public service and that they're going to do that because they want to do the public service. Get rid of lobbying within the politician world. Don't let them write books. None of that shit. You cannot make money off being a politician. That's how we fucking fix this shit. Get rid of the greed.
Duper for Congress.
Duper for Congress.
I'm not voting for him.
But that's how.
Yeah, you are.
And so anybody listening still on this podcast, I'm sorry. I would challenge you to think outside the box, right? Because the term limit thing has been something that we've heard about for years, right? That's what we need to do to fix it. That's how we fix it. Listen to both sides of the argument and then come to your own conclusions. Actually, try to solve these things in your own world, in your own perspective. This is where I get stuck in this crazy world where if I talk to somebody on the left leaning, they think I'm a fucking conservative. They think I'm fucking, I wear a MAGA shirt underneath my hoodie. But then if I'm talking to people like Rick, or people on the other side, they think I'm a bleeding heart conservative and I'm on the fucking Antifa protest. Like,
wait.
You
A bleeding heart
you said that
conservative.
wrong.
yeah, whatever.
What are you saying?
You know what I'm saying? Word.
See, this is how confused he is when he spends so much time on those fucking political podcasts.
I do. But
He gets
regardless,
so lost.
at
You know what he's
the end of the day, try to make up your own decisions and don't follow anybody, right?
okay,
Get multiple news sources from multiple places.
I agree with you, but then again, I don't, right? Because these are our elected officials who are our voice. They're speaking for us, right? So by having term limits of 4 or even 8 years, right? Then we get fresh blood in there. We get people who have different thoughts. We get people who are new, who aren't cemented to the fucking floors of the Capitol building and are stuck in their ways and trying to get all their bullshit through. So that's
maybe
why
10 to 15-year term limits, because you do get into a situation where you have name recognition, right? And the only reason why you vote for Nancy Pelosi off of Jim Brown is because you know Nancy Pelosi's name. And so you just check that box.
But okay, so why don't we just have same as the president, 8 years, 2 terms?
No.
Congress.
When it comes to them, 8 years just isn't enough. I would set it
what?
like maybe 16.
You really want a congressman? You want Nancy Pelosi in there for 15 years?
Yeah,
she would have been gone 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Maxine Waters, Biden's been in there for what, 35 years?
Yeah.
It would have been done already.
Yeah,
you can't be a career politician, but when it comes to the jobs that it is that they perform,
15 years is a fucking career politician, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't do 15
I would make things very hard on things for people to make money off of being a politician.
I would set it at like 16 years tops.
But
why not? Why
not say you can only you have fund limits, you can't use lobbyists, and you have a term limit of maybe 8 years. You're doing a true public service. Why can't
the number thing is up for debate, right? It really is, because I would like some experience in there, but then I also want some new blood in there, and I want to get rid of the name recognition voice.
Here's what I want.
We'd have to do some studies and some actual work around that.
Here's what drives me crazy about our politicians now, right? Especially because they don't have those term limits in Congress, but even with presidents, and this happens with every president, right? Biden's going to start doing this shit immediately. Trump did it when he got in. Obama, you get in, and within 3 months, you start talking about your next campaign, and that's what they're worried about. As soon as they get in office,